The Landman Season 3 official teaser trailer does not announce itself with noise or spectacle. It arrives quietly, like a pressure change you feel before the ground shifts beneath your feet. There are no easy answers here, no clean victories. What it offers instead is a warning: legacy has a cost. And in West Texas, that cost is always collected. From its opening moments, the Landman Season 3 official teaser trailer makes one thing clear. This story is not moving forward by leaving the past behind. It is dragging it along mile by mile, consequence by consequence. The land stretches wide and unforgiving, oil rigs standing like monuments to ambition and greed, silent witnesses to everything that has already been done. The teaser does not rush through these images. It lets them sit. It lets the weight settle. Because in Landman, the land itself is not scenery. It is memory. It remembers every shortcut taken, every promise broken, every sacrifice made in the name of progress. Season 3 feels less like a new chapter and more like a reckoning. The teaser suggests that the choices made in earlier seasons are no longer abstract risks or distant regrets. They are active forces now, shaping what comes next. Nothing has reset, nothing has been forgiven. The world of Landman continues exactly where it left off, with tension hanging heavy in the air and consequences closing in from all sides. The silence between moments speaks louder than dialogue ever could. You can feel the pressure building, the sense that something long buried is about to resurface. At the center of it all stands Tommy Norris. His presence in the teaser is restrained but heavy, defined by stillness rather than action. He is a man shaped by years of compromise, survival, and calculated decisions, and Season 3 positions him as someone standing at the edge of what those decisions have cost. His gaze across empty land feels less like ownership and more like confrontation. This is not a man celebrating what he has built. This is a man measuring what remains. The teaser frames him as someone caught between authority and erosion, between legacy and loss. Every pause, every quiet moment suggests that the ground beneath him is no longer stable. What makes the teaser so compelling is its refusal to explain itself. It trusts the audience to remember. It trusts them to feel the unresolved tensions carried over from Season 2. Deals that were made under pressure, alliances formed out of necessity rather than loyalty, family bonds strained by ambition and silence. Season 3 is not about introducing new problems. It is about watching old ones mature, harden, and demand payment. The teaser makes it clear that time has not healed anything. It has only sharpened the edges. There is an underlying sense that power itself is being questioned, not who holds it, but what it actually means when the cost becomes unavoidable. The oil industry remains an unyielding presence, humming in the background like a reminder that the system does not care who gets hurt as long as it keeps moving. The teaser suggests that Season 3 will explore what happens when people who once believed they controlled the machine begin to realize they are trapped inside it. Leadership, influence, and respect all feel fragile here, subject to forces far larger than any single individual. Most of all, the teaser establishes mood over momentum. It does not promise explosive twists or immediate resolution. Instead, it promises tension that unfolds slowly, deliberately, and painfully. It invites the viewer back into a world where every decision echoes, where silence is heavy with meaning, and where legacy is not something you leave behind, but something that follows you. Landman Season 3 is not asking what comes next. It is asking what it will finally cost to keep going. The Landman Season 3 official teaser trailer deepens its impact by focusing not on action but on inheritance. Not the kind passed down through documents or contracts, but the kind carved into behavior, silence, and expectation. The teaser quietly reinforces that legacy in this world is not optional. It is imposed. Children inherit the weight of their parents' decisions long before they understand them, and Season 3 appears ready to confront that truth head-on. The land may belong to whoever signs the paperwork, but the consequences belong to everyone who lives on it. This idea pulses beneath every moment of the teaser, shaping its tension and emotional gravity. Cooper Norris stands as the clearest symbol of this inherited burden. His presence in the teaser feels restless, charged with momentum and uncertainty. Where Tommy is stillness and reflection, Cooper is motion and possibility. Yet that contrast is not hopeful. it is dangerous. Cooper's willingness to step forward, to take risks, to push into spaces his father hesitated to enter, carries an undercurrent of inevitability. The teaser suggests that Cooper is not simply choosing his own path, he is continuing a cycle, one shaped by proximity to power and exposure to its rewards and consequences. Season 3 seems poised to ask whether breaking free is even possible when the system rewards repetition. What makes this dynamic so compelling is how little the teaser needs to say aloud. Cooper's scenes are framed with tension rather than explanation. His environments feel charged, as though every opportunity is also a trap waiting to close. The oil fields, the negotiations, the quiet exchanges all suggest a future that looks promising on the surface but carries unseen costs beneath it. The teaser hints that Cooper's ambition may place him in direct conflict not just with rivals but with the lessons his father learned too late. In Landman, progress is never neutral. It always demands something in return. Family, in Season 3, does not appear as refuge. It appears as pressure. The teaser reinforces that blood ties do not soften the world of oil. They complicate it. Tommy's relationship with Cooper feels defined by distance, not absence. They exist in each other's orbit, bound by shared history and unspoken expectations, yet separated by perspective. Tommy's silence feels protective and regretful at the same time, while Cooper's drive feels like both rebellion and loyalty. This tension suggests that Season 3 will explore not just generational conflict, but generational consequence, the idea that even when intentions differ, outcomes may not. Beyond the Norris family, the teaser reminds viewers that legacy operates across the entire landscape. Cammy Miller's presence is brief but deliberate. She is no longer framed as an outsider navigating unfamiliar terrain. She appears grounded, controlled, and deeply aware of the board she is playing on. Her evolution represents another form of inheritance, one built through observation, strategy, and adaptation rather than blood. The teaser implies that Cammy understands the cost of power and is willing to pay it, but not blindly. Her stillness feels calculated, her restraint intentional. Season 3 seems ready to explore what happens when ambition is paired with patience instead of impulse. The oil industry itself looms over every character like an unspoken authority. The teaser's emphasis on wide landscapes and distant machinery reinforces the idea that individual stories are unfolding inside a system that does not pause for reflection. Economic pressure, political maneuvering, and environmental consequence are ever present, even when unspoken. Season 3 appears ready to continue Landman's tradition of grounding personal drama within systemic forces. The teaser does not lecture, it implies. It reminds viewers that the true antagonist is often not a person but a structure designed to keep moving forward regardless of damage. What makes the teaser especially effective is how it frames time. There is no sense of urgency, but there is a sense of inevitability. The slow pacing suggests that Season 3 will allow tension to mature rather than explode. Decisions will not be undone quickly. Mistakes will linger. The past will not stay quiet. The teaser prepares the audience for a season where consequences arrive gradually but land heavily, where reckoning is not dramatic but relentless. In this way, the Landman Season 3 official teaser trailer positions legacy as both inheritance and sentence. What is passed down cannot be ignored, only carried differently. The teaser does not promise redemption or collapse. It promises confrontation with the land, with the system, with family, and with the truth that in West Texas, nothing is ever truly left behind. The Landman Season 3 official teaser trailer leans heavily into one of the series' most defining strengths, silence as a form of storytelling. This is not a world that explains itself. It reveals itself slowly through pauses, glances, and the spaces between words. Season 3 appears ready to push that approach even further. The teaser communicates that what matters most is not what the characters say, but what they choose not to say. Every quiet moment feels deliberate, weighted with history and restrained emotion. The environment plays a central role in this silence. Wide stretches of West Texas land dominate the teaser, empty yet overwhelming. Oil rigs stand in the distance, moving steadily, indifferent to the lives shaped around them. The low hum of machinery, the wind crossing open plains, and the stillness of unused roads all become part of the narrative language. These sounds do not fill space. They define it. The teaser makes it clear that in Landman, silence is never empty. It is a presence that presses down on the characters, forcing reflection and heightening tension. Tommy Norris is often framed alone within this vastness. His solitude is not dramatic, but it is heavy. The teaser positions him as a man carrying the accumulated weight of every compromise he has made. There is no attempt to redeem or condemn him outright. Instead, the camera allows the audience to sit with him, to observe the cost of long-term survival in an unforgiving industry. His stillness suggests a man who understands the stakes too well to rush forward blindly. Season 3 seems prepared to explore what happens when experience becomes both an asset and a burden. This restraint extends to conflict as well. The teaser avoids direct confrontations, choosing implication over spectacle. Tension is communicated through framing and timing rather than raised voices or dramatic gestures. Conversations feel incomplete, as though meaning exists just beneath the surface. This approach reinforces one of Landman's central truths. Power rarely announces itself. It operates quietly, shaping outcomes long before they are visible. Season 3 appears ready to examine that quiet control and the way it isolates those who wield it. Cooper's scenes, though fewer, contrast sharply with Tommy's. Where Tommy is grounded and immobile, Cooper feels unsettled. His body language suggests anticipation, impatience, and a desire to act. The teaser frames him as someone standing at the threshold of possibility, but also danger. His silence feels different. It is not reflective, it is charged. This distinction hints that Season 3 will explore how different generations respond to the same pressures. One learns to endure, the other wants to move. Neither approach guarantees safety. Cami Miller's presence reinforces the theme of calculated quiet. Her movements are controlled, her expressions measured. The teaser suggests that she understands the value of restraint in a world that punishes impulsivity. Her silence is strategic rather than emotional. It signals awareness, preparation, and intent. Season 3 may position her as someone who navigates power structures not through force but through timing. In Landman, knowing when not to speak can be as powerful as knowing when to act. Sound design continues to shape the emotional landscape of the teaser. The absence of dramatic music allows environmental noise to take center stage. The steady rhythm of machinery becomes a reminder that the system does not pause for personal crisis. The wind carries an almost accusatory quality, as if the land itself is listening. This sonic restraint mirrors the emotional restraint of the characters, reinforcing a sense of inevitability. The teaser does not build toward a release, it builds toward a realization. What emerges from this emphasis on silence is a mood of suspended consequence. The teaser prepares the audience for a season where tension does not erupt quickly, but accumulates, where decisions feel irreversible the moment they are made, where the cost of action and inaction are equally heavy. Season 3 appears ready to let moments linger, forcing both characters and viewers to sit with discomfort rather than escape it. Ultimately, the Landman Season 3 official teaser trailer suggests that silence is not an absence of story, but its most honest form. It allows the weight of legacy, power, and consequence to settle without distraction. It respects the audience enough to trust their memory and intuition, and it signals that the next chapter of Landman will continue to unfold, not with noise, but with pressure, patience, and the slow reveal of truths that can no longer remain buried. The Landman Season 3 official teaser trailer begins to widen its focus, shifting from individual reflection to the larger systems that shape every decision in this world. While the characters remain central, the teaser makes it clear that no one operates in isolation. Power here is layered, distributed across corporations, regulators, money, and unspoken agreements that stretch far beyond any single oil field. Season 3 appears ready to examine not just who holds power, but how fragile that power becomes when scrutiny, pressure, and time begin to close in. The oil industry itself looms as a constant, impersonal force. The teaser's repeated return to drilling rigs, processing sites, and open land reinforces the idea that this world moves according to its own logic. It does not slow for morality, loyalty, or exhaustion. The machines keep running, the contracts keep circulating, the consequences keep stacking up. Season 3 seems positioned to explore how characters respond when they realize the system they once benefited from may no longer protect them. Survival, in this context, becomes less about dominance and more about adaptability. There is a growing sense in the teaser that oversight and accountability are tightening their grip. Quiet references to inspections, authority, and external pressure suggest that the oil world is no longer operating entirely in the shadows. This introduces a new layer of tension. Characters who have spent years navigating informal rules and personal leverage may now be forced to confront structures that cannot be negotiated so easily. Season 3 hints at a collision between old habits and new realities, where influence alone may not be enough to maintain control. Tommy Norris appears caught at the center of this shift. His experience has always been his greatest asset, but the teaser suggests that experience may no longer guarantee stability. The world around him is changing, and the rules he mastered are being rewritten. His quiet demeanor feels less confident and more contemplative, as though he senses the limits of his reach. Season 3 may explore what happens when a man built to manage chaos must confront a form of order that does not bend to personal authority. Cami Miller's position within this evolving landscape feels especially significant. The teaser frames her as someone aware of the shifting terrain. Her calculated presence suggests she understands how power is migrating, how optics, legality, and perception now matter as much as raw leverage. Season 3 may position her as a bridge between the old oil world and the emerging one, navigating both with precision. Her silence feels informed, her restraint deliberate. She appears prepared for a future where strategy replaces brute force. The teaser also implies that economic pressure will intensify. Oil is never just about extraction, it is about markets, investors, and the relentless demand for growth. Season 3 seems ready to explore how these forces ripple outward, affecting not only executives and dealmakers, but families and communities. The land may generate wealth, but it also generates instability. Boom and bust cycles are not theoretical here. They are lived realities, shaping choices and eroding certainty. What makes this systemic focus compelling is the way it remains grounded in human experience. The teaser does not abstract the industry into numbers or charts. It shows its effects through atmosphere and behavior, uneasy silences, guarded conversations, a sense that everyone is watching their footing. Season 3 appears ready to depict a world where trust is scarce, alliances are provisional, and every decision carries legal, financial, and emotional consequences. The land itself continues to function as a silent witness to these systems. Its vastness dwarfs human ambition, reminding viewers that no matter how complex the machinery becomes, it is still rooted in something raw and unforgiving. The teaser reinforces that the land does not care who wins, it only records what is taken. Season 3 may push this idea further, examining the long-term impact of extraction not just on characters but on the world they leave behind. By expanding its focus beyond individual arcs, the Landman Season 3 official teaser trailer signals a season that will confront the full scope of its setting. It promises a story where personal legacy and systemic consequence collide, where power is tested not by rivals but by reality itself. The teaser does not offer reassurance, it offers escalation, a sense that the margins for error are shrinking and that whatever comes next will demand more than anyone is prepared to give.